Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to learn how to model a basic hammer. Although the topology is going to be a bit messy, it's not going to be accurate. I haven't tried this hammer modeling before. It's actually the first time, so I just decided to do a tutorial, but I didn't get it accurately well. But I'm kind of a bit satisfied with the outcome, the results at the end of the day. So if this is what you'd like to follow along, keep watching. The tutorial will be absolutely beginner friendly. So that's enough being said. Let's jump in. Okay, so I want to go Shift A, go to your mesh and add in a cube. We're going to use this cube to make the hammer. So tap in. Want to scale on the x-axis, SX like this. Want to go Control R to add two loops, something like this, and S to scale them in. Right? This will form the basis for the hammer. What we want to do now is select these four vertices and with all four of them active, or rather go to face select option, select this face X and delete face. Now we have four vertices. Want to select these two top vertices and then M merge at center. Want to do the same for the bottom bit, something like that. Now we have this looking like a hammer. Want to add in a few loop cuts by pressing Control R. Add those loop cuts. You want to come up here and do the same thing. Control R, add in some loop cuts. You want to come in here, add in some loop cuts. Control R, add in some loop cuts here too, and some loop cuts here too. That top part where you can add loop cuts, you can actually insert it if you feel like. This bottom and top parts where the face is showing, you can insert them to have a cleaner topology, or you could just leave it like that. Topology is going to be messy anyways. I told you guys from the beginning of the video. So let's go Shift A. Let's add a cylinder. This is going to form the handle. Let's go to wireframe so we can see it very well. Scale on the Z axis like that. This is what we're going to have at the end of the day. A hammer with a handle protruding through the sharp and the thick side, which is quite satisfying. What we might do is you could select that top part, Control L to select all linked, and want to scale on the Z axis. Want to go A to select all, G, Z, and bring it down like that. Add some loop cuts, Control R, roll in your small mouse to add a few segments. And this is what we have. In face select option, want to go Alt, Shift Alt, select that. E to extrude, right click, select, go Alt S and scale along the normals like that. Going to go to wireframe, and then you want to select some of the handles like that. Want to go S to scale it down, like about that much. Want to tab back out, and this is what we have. We're getting somewhere with this, so add in some loop cuts here to support it, so that when we give it a subdivision surface modifier, it's not gonna look that messy. You want to add in some loop cuts here. This one is going to be difficult, so we're just gonna keep trying until we get what we want. Something like this. No, we missed it. Gonna keep trying. It's gonna take a while to get it. Control R is what I pressed, so I'm waiting for this yellow line to show at the right place. Like I said, it's gonna take a while. You don't have to do this. Just trying to clean up the topology a little bit. Something like I want it to be. Let's zoom in a bit and try again. Control R. Not there. It's blinking and going back, blinking and going back. I want it to be. Okay, this is actually not in the right spot. This is not where I want it to be, but let's just work with this. This should do. Um, this face, you could select the face and insert it if you want to, but if you don't want to, you could just leave it like this. You won't notice the displacement anyways when we apply a subdivision surface modifier. If we want to move this, the topology is going to just get messed up at the end of this. So let's just leave it like that. The best thing you could do is just select that face and insert it, but I don't want to do that. Okay. Okay, so we want to give it a subdivision surface modifier, and let's see what it looks like. Increase the levels to 2 on the viewport, and this is what we have. I think the result is rather satisfying. Scale on the y-axis, make it slimmer, I think. Yeah, I see some axes like this when I go to the museum. It's an African museum that I go to. I see some axes they look like this, so it's not totally bad. With the subdivision surface modifier on it, kind of round it up really nice, but not exactly what we wanted. But we can make do with this. You can tap into edit mode and then just raise it up like that. So that has been the modeling part of the axe. If you want to learn about other things, you can keep watching. But if the axe is what you wanted to learn how to model, that has been the tutorial. We're going to add in some colors, rotate it, and set up the scene, the camera, light, and every other thing, and then render. So if you want to learn all those ones as well, you could just stick around and let's just tag along together. So what I just did is just rotate it. That's all. I've not done anything else. I'm just about to add in a plane, scale it big so it has a plane. Like about this much. I'm gonna go to mesh, or let's add a camera. Okay, something like this will be fine. Let's add in an area light. That's an area light. Place it up like that. Give it a strength of 150. And give it a size of 5 or 3, depending on your scene. I'll just go with 3. Go to render engines, change it to cycles. Use a GPU compute if you have, but if you don't, CPU is fine. And make the max sample 60. With the camera active, Control B to limit the rendering to the camera and go to rendered, and let's see what we have. This is kind of what we have, right? The light is not so bright. Yeah, it's not so bright, but we can make do with this actually. We can make do with this. Just duplicate the light around and let's see what we have. Okay. Compiling the samples is going to take a little while, so let's just go to the shader editor anyways, and let's just see what we could do with the materials. We're just going to give it a black material. adding a few notes, and that should be it. So just watch. If there's any observation or anything you think I should do, just go to the comment section. You know what to do. Just watch and see what I do here. Doing a green background. We might change it later. Doesn't have to be green. Blue. Well, let's keep changing background till we find what we like. You might need to go to the environment, the world property, and just give it an environment texture and load in an HDRI or something. Or you could just use the default sky texture. Um, the sky would work. Yeah, default sky texture, but we're using noise texture here and color ramp. Let's see what we can get with that. You guys get the idea. The whole point is to teach you how to model this rusty hammer in Blender. So you don't have to do everything I do. You can just change the textures, change the colors. Just, you have a lot of creative license at this point. So just customize it to your own taste. But this has been the tutorial. This is what I wanted to teach you guys how to model. So at this point, you guys could do anything you want. Actually, just add anything. You could use a Voronoi texture or Musgrave, any of them. But this is what I'm going to use. Just use a bump node, connect the normal to the normal of the principal BSDF, and plug, I think, the color to the heights from the or you could just leave it like that. You could just leave it like that. So that has been the tutorial, guys. That has been the tutorial. You want to go ahead and save